Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Citadel of New Church. I'm your host, Captain, here to go over a recap with the week 4, I do believe it was, of the Minor League Clan Wars Archer Queen division. And unfortunately, it was a very heavy loss for the Citadel. It was a point .1 difference between the two. It seriously came down to the last, I think, 20 minutes. They made their last hit for a 12v12. It was a cleanup one of the three that they got that sealed the deal. But getting into the stats as a whole, as you see, undeniable there at number 3 had a swag hit. It wasn't because he wanted to, it's because obviously the only base that we had left to hit was 3, so just to make sure if anybody was confused why we hadn't hit when we could have tried adding percentage, air quotes there, whatever. But getting into the 6 Packers, we do have a couple of those. We have a special shout out to Vad Hawk. He had 2 fresh triples on his 12s. One was actually pretty early, and the other one was maybe, I think, an hour later. Something to help build the momentum, try to get them off their tracks, but unfortunately they recaptured everything and got the win. But continuing on, we got Captain Insano there at number 8. We have the Green Goblin at number 11. We got Miller Time at number 12, King Aussie at number 13. We've got the Jedi Mind Tricks there at number 16. We got Captain Ramius there at number 21. And Marlboro there at number 28. As far as some shit hitters, get ready. There is a lot of them. This war, again, it was so close. And there were so many hits. I do believe I counted. There was 5 99%, 4 98s, and 3 97s. So giving out the credit where credit is due. Arslan there, number 30, had a 96. We got the Fonzie there, number 29. He had a 98 and a 95. Number 27, WBW had the double header, 99-99. That was a suicide watch and a half. Number 24 there with Zebo. He had a sweet 98. Number 23, Ant-Man had a 94. Bafo de Geisa there had a 99 and a 91. Lele, he had a sweet 98. We got Max O'Barrow there, number 18 with a 98. We got Green Grocer with a 91. We have Eliza with a 97 and 14. We got J.D. White at number 10. He had a 99. Chasty Foil had a 99. Sesco Green had a 97. Captain Crunch had a 97. And then, I guess you could kind of give it to him. Air Magnifico had an 89. Close, But getting into the hits, whoop whoop. Start with, obviously, the 2 fresh triples. I do believe this is the first of the 2 that he did that got it done. It is a witch hit, but because it was a fresh one, I'll show it. He's getting some sweet bowler bounces going on, trying to establish a funnel. Bowler finally kicks the bucket. This baby over there at 5 o'clock is trying to get rid of that DE storage. I was actually kind of curious when I saw this live if that queen was going to try to bounce back over to this gold mine for anything stupid, but luckily she is going to come back to this gold storage and then go into the compartment she was meant to be. BK is going to the outside. He's going to have a nice little pathing as well as taking the eagle shots. So that was really, really sweet. Ice Golem in the CC is dead meta. Why people still bring him, I don't know. Anyways, Kill Squad is coming through the core. Air Skeletons are going to be targeting his healers. He's going to be frozen for just a smidgens. Then they're going to just trounce through that wall. Everybody's going to be spilling out. The Queen is going to be able to lock onto the Town Hall. King is still up and rocking up, going to 12 o'clock. Kill Squad is going to be pushing into this Inferno Tower finally. He has an Ice Golem down here for the bats that are going to be slowly trickling around this base. Skeletons are going to be trying to fight their way through. Bats are going to eat their way at that Inferno Tower. He's going to try to hold that next freeze for this Wizard Tower, Inferno Tower. Unfortunately, it was a smidgen early, and it's going to be enough to wipe out those bats. And I do believe, yeah, they don't even get that Wizard Tower. And then from here on out is just basically waiting for the spam troops in order to get through these walls and finish the cleanup. The King almost got all the way up to 12 o'clock, which was really nice. Queen did unfortunately kick the bucket, but she did get rid of that Town Hall. Healer stayed up a very nice amount, and with that, it was a nice hit. Even though it was kind of spammy, I can't help it if Supercell encourages this game to be spammy. But anyways, this is more of the two legit hits. Again, this one was also fresh. AKA no scouts, so no 10 even bother doing hounds or anything of the sort. It was just 100% YOLO, and we trust him with all our hearts and our penises. So he's going to drop his heroes over there at the 430s, king a little bit slightly lower. Queen is going to be taking a little bit opening fire, so the healers won't have to retarget. Loons are going to be able to path to that Tesla to try to encourage more of the push. All he was after is trying to get that wall breaker entry, and then he knew that she would go in. I don't think he was really expecting that second Tesla, but hey, it is what it is. Town Hall is going to be shooting some shots. Queen is unfortunately going to kick the... Oh, that was the king, sorry. Boop. Town Hall drops, luckily before the CC is fully engaged, thanks to the king bouncing to the wrong side. Just going to rage her back up one more time. And then once she takes one more step, it's going to be a 3 quick shots. Uno, dos, and tres. Dropping that third rage. Going to get that jump. She's going to go to the CC, sadly, before she gets to the eagle. It's going to start his slammer over there to the outside. Hits a Sam, unfortunately. So that way when he starts his Lalo over there at the 1 o'clock, pops the ability so that way she can phase through this king and keep on pushing. Lalo is coming in. That slammer is pushing to make sure all those loons are going to stay tight through all of these defenses coming through here. As well as obviously joining back up with the rest of this push. Archer Queen is still up with her healers. She does have that jump, so she's going to be able to keep ensuring that funnel for all of these defenses are being tightly knit for these loons as they slowly trickle in. He only has one more haste left to go, but he still has a slammer. He still has loons. Queen was tanking. She finally kicked the bucket. Skeletons and hounds, or skeletons and minions are all around. Still has the ability. Although the pathing of that warden is kind of WTF, but hey, it is what it is. Slammer does finally trigger. He hits the ability. And then from here on out, again, this base was basically smashed. And well done to him. Number 3, obviously 11% away from getting a nice perfect war. Sadly enough, we actually had to have it in order to win this one. But coming into number 4, doing some minors. Got to drop some lunars coming in from the 7 o'clock region to get that Tesla. That way, when the queen is dropped, she will be able to start from 5 o'clock. Trying to get her to walk more towards the 430 region to get more into this little push. Another Tesla is going to be triggered. She's going to be able to take it out just fine at dandies. Same with this Wizard Tower. Raging her up a little early to ensure that she will get this nice little push. She will be pushing to the right-hand side. Slammer is going to open up these compartments for her. Baby to the outside. Nothing is really threatening him. He also has a Wizard that helps speed things up. He is going to unfortunately hit that Sam, so those loons are going to pop out a little quick sooner than expected. Expo luckily is onto the Queen. So those loons are going to be just nice hitting dandies going through these defenses. Waiting and sitting on this Queen. Going to rage her up one more time, so that way she's going to be able to beat that Expo and then retarget to the CC. Unfortunately, a couple of those archers are going to finally kick back over and try to take out those loons. Does not get that Tesla. Oh, sweet. He gets it with his dead body. I forgot that. Okay. Witch is going to finally kick the bucket. Poison is unfortunately going to expire before the queen will engage the enemy queens. But once she locks onto this air sweeper, she will retarget to the enemy queen. I do believe it is 5 shots. No, he phased the Billy. Okay. Sorry about that. I can't remember my own hits. Miners are going to be slowly but surely trickling in. King over there at 11 o'clock, pushing to the outside. So that way, after she beats this wall, She will be able to remove everything of that compartment, dropping this rage, trying to encourage her to take out this king, luckily getting 3 shots before finishing him off. And then from here on out, she will help ensure that the miners are going to stay nightly tightly packed, because taking out that air defense, Archer Tower, miners are going to be staying all in these compartments. Grand Warden be able to hit his tome and heal him accordingly to ensure, again, this base gets smashed, rightfully so. Number 4. This one was almost tripled with Crunch, but unfortunately had to be re-hit again with minor altered changes for Insanos. The Queen is going to be starting over there at 11 o'clock, the baby at 10:30, getting rid of that gold storage. Minion taking out that army camp to ensure she isn't going to walk. The encouragement here was to get to this Queen to go into this compartment for this air defense. Baby's going to be able to take out that builder hut. Queen is going to bounce to the outside for whatever reason, allowing those healers to get sniped before she finally retargets to it, and then goes back to the compartment that she was meant to always go into. BK is going to be starting there at 1 o'clock to push to these outside buildings. As the Queen is slowly marching her way into this little channel, the Inferno Tower will be out of range of those healers, so she will be fine. She is going to engage this Wizard Tower. She's going to step up more to this hidden Tesla, raging her up to fight through the CC. Again, she is outside of the range of this Tesla, and then waiting on it because the timing of Crunch, the jump expired a little sooner than expected, moving the jump a little bit further up to ensure she bounces back towards that Inferno Tower that she was actually meant to always get. That last Tesla, and then now she's going to be able to get into this jump, raging her up to try to speed things up. King, again, is going to be doing a bunch of work down there at now 2 o'clock. Slammer coming in and behind to get some of those buildings. Phasing the Queen to fight through her, and then be able to get through the CC Infernos. Lalo coming in from 4 o'clock, moving clockwise. Whoop. Healers finally kick the bucket. Now the Queen is going to be able to die like the little bitch that she was, because she really doesn't want to get into that compartment for whatever reason. Lalo is slowly but surely trickling in. He does have one random Wizard Tower there. Hitting the tome, fighting through the Eagles. Finally, the Loons are going to get a nice little splits there. Dropping minions and cleanup troops all around. And then from here on out, nothing is really threatening these Loons because there's so many of them. And base was well smashed. Woo! Alright, for the next one, we got Green Goblin. King is going to be dropped over there at the 4:30. Queen as well. Their primary goal is to try to get closer into this compartment over hither. Baby helping establish the funnel with the gold storage, so that way when he nails this jump, goddamn. When the Queen nails this jump, she'll be able to just basically march directly into the line of this Inferno Towers. Fight through this Wizard Tower before getting more into the engagement of these two Expos. Unfortunately, eats a Sam. CC is drawn. Just going to be able to beat through all of these guys. Ice Golem into CC. Not exactly sure why people are still bringing them. Beating through this Expo, she'll be fine in Dandies. Finally stepping up into the Inferno Tower, she will be able to go into these compartments. Triggering some skeletons. Beating through those individually. Starting some Lunars over there at the 130s. Queen will be able to get rid of that air sweeper just in time for when she is going to engage this enemy Queen. And courtesy of the new quality of life update, the Eagle will be in range of her as well. Gonna be able to take the 3 quick shots on the Queen. Uno, dos, and dead. Eagle is still going to be able to hit the Queen, so she'll be able to remove it before it gets another volley off. Then the Lalo is going to be starting over there at 5 o'clock, moving clockwise. Hound tanking out in front, obviously. Getting the haste, so that way those Lunars are going to be able to push directly into that little push. Slammer getting the top end side, so that way the Lalo is going to continue from double cannon, Grand Warden, air defense, bomb tower, yada yada yadas. Lunars coming in for the 10 o'clock region. Unfortunately, that red bomb is going to kill them, but their dead bodies are going to be able to remove that wizard tower. Lalo is still coming in. He still has a rage and a haste in the bag, so the Slammer Loons would be fine and dandy to be able to finish off this base at that wizard tower. Raging up those loons, speeding things up, and bloop, cleaned. For the next one, we got Albert's, my love. Queen is going to be woo over here at the 2 o'clock region. Baby at the 3. Queen's going to be taking a little bit heavier heat than expected, so he has to drop the rage a little early. Gets a nice placement drop for it, so that way she's going to be able to snipe a lot of these buildings inside the rage before finally stepping out. Baby did his job, so that way the queen is going to be able to be pushing the way that he was wanting. Taking out this barracks, moving, going counterclockwise. Just taking a nice little stroll. Obviously, he was a little tight on time, but hey, it was good to go. Giant bombs placed in the middle of no man's land. BK is going to start over there at 11 o'clock, pushing counterclockwise with the ram in behind. Wizard to help speed things up there at 12s, so that way nobody's really making any extra efforts. BK is going to move over to the small archer tower, remove it with his nice 2 shots. Rammer still pushing his way ins. King is going to be able to remove that archer tower, so that way this queen is going to be able to step up in time to save these healers. Popping the king ability, triggering the CC. Dropping the freeze to help ensure that the king was going to survive a little bit longer to tank for the queen to get her nice little push ins. Having the Valks and the ram take out the queens. Unfortunately, the ice golem there actually does his one and only job in all of these attacks, basically. But the queen will retarget and be able to remove its. Starting as Lalo over here from the 2 o'clock region, pushing ins. Just taking his time. Raging up that queen one last time. Oh my god, how it was that close. I have no ideas. Lalo is going to be able to push through that enemy queens. Healing through that Inferno Tower. Bloop. Air Skeletons are going to be able to drift the queen into the loons, and then she's going to be able to take out that enemy queen, and then from here on out, bloop. Nothing is threatening what remains of his loons, except for that one skeleton that the minion had picked off. Loons on the heavy deep or HP of those buildings will remove it nice and swiftly. So good job, my love. We got Mammoth there at number 8. He is the beast. He is the man, the myth, and my Prince Albert Humperdinck. So he's going to be starting over there at 130. Baby at the 1s. King at the 3s. Goblin trying to help speed him up. Healers on the queen, so that way when she's going to engage into these 3 defenses, soon to be 5, she will be able to survive with some massive heat. Baby officially finishes off his little job that he had going. He's going to earthquake into this compartment. She will step up a little bit to get to this archer tower, then bounce back down to get to this mortar. Maybe the cannon. Her. Raging the queen, trying to speed her up. And then the healers will get into the range of the rage, taking out this eagle before it can get another little volley if it could. Poison is perfectly placed for the CC and the queen. The Valk unfortunately does get outside the rage, but she's dead. Anyways, the ice golem's going to be chilling. Once the queen gets out of that and freeze, we'll be able to drop this rage, speeding her up, and then finally finishing off more of this core. She will be able to finish off this expose before he starts more with his Lalo push. One more rage just for the extra efforts because he's fighting an air sweepers. And his Lalo is going to be coming in from the 1 o'clock. Zooming out. She's going to beat on a nice lead wall so that way those healers will survive. Slammer coming in to make sure that these loons stay tight. More Lalo coming in from the 10 o'clock region. Beats the wall and then decides, frig it, I'm going to continue going upwards. And then goes into the wall that she had actually opened, even though this wizard tower here is clearly in range. And same with that archer tower. But anyways, she is going to phase the ability to get through that air defense. And then that way this Lalo is just going to finish off the base. Queen is unfortunately going to die right here because she was just stupid. Boop, boop. Speed things up. Slammer's going to be able to finish off all these defenses unless Sam somehow has a massive orgy on his body. Next one, we got the Green Goblin at number 9. Yep. These are the kind of bases you don't really see too often. Starting his heroes over there at 12 o'clock. Loon tried to help encourage that mortar to drop, baby, at the 130s. King is going to take a stroll going from 11, going counterclockwise. Queen's going to make that nice little push into this Archer Queens. She will engage into after this Archer Tower, I do believe. Yes. Raging her up. It's going to be 3 quick shots. 1, 2, and dead. King is still continuing on with his push. Little Barbies are tanking for that queen, getting the nice 3 shots on that. She's going to be able to snipe that bomb tower, snipe the other one, and then she will continue on down to this air defense hithers, where he's going to earthquake open, so that way once she gets rid of this wizard tower, she will push back into this eagle here, and then finish it off. And with that earthquake, he has access to not only the eagle, but also that inferno tower, this inferno tower CC, wide open bases. Unfortunately, I do believe these healers are going to get smoked, but hey, it is what it is. CC is finally triggered. She will be able to take out that eagle before the CC gets to her. Unfortunately, she will have to survive a volley on her healers and not her. Ice Golem finally making his way into her, eats a Sam, chilling for 3 seconds, and then continuing on. She will be able to phase through this Inferno Tower. He's going to start his Lunars coming in at that air defense. No, the healers were actually surviving. Sweet! Anyways, the Queen is going to be able to phase her ability through the rest of those defenses and continuing on with her push. The Lalo is still continuing from 11 going counterclockwise. Hasting those loons again to try to keep them tightly knit to come back to this Inferno Tower. Slammer coming in from the 7 o'clock region to continue the push. Nothing is going to be really threatening that Slammer except for, again, a massive orgy of Sams. Unfortunately, those loons just want to avoid that multi at all costs. There was a rage placed, so basically, swag rage. Yeah! The BK is unfortunately going to be beaten away at his queen. I do believe she dies. She doesn't win this fight. Yeah, she died. Oh no, she got it. Okay, Slimer gets the Inferno Tower with its dead body, and then all the minions finally have the orgy and finish off that base. Only dip that we had to do was on number 10. Number 11. Another one of those weird bases that makes you scratch your head and go, Gonna get a sweet bowler bounce over there on the mortar. Wizard trying to help speed things up. Queen's gonna be starting over there at the 430. Baby at the 4. Trying to push this queen in through the base. Queen's objective was obviously to go towards that gold storage, pushing into these walls to get to this back end air defense. Babies will help ensure this push, so that way when he starts his E-drags over there between the 1 and 2 o'clock, they will get that nice push. CC is drawn. She's going to be able to rage her ability through these Valks, Archers, baby. Eagle is finally going to start targeting. It is onto the king, so that is kind of nice. Queen's going to snipe out that Archer Tower. Get to the air defense. Ba-doop. Start more of his E-drags to the outside to help ensure this push, so that way these buildings are dropped, so that way when the entire clan are going to join together, they will be able to get into these defenses where I'm clicking. Grand Warning finally gets into a zoom position, hits the ability because he saw the Sam coming towards the Grand Warden, so obviously had to phase a little sooner than expected. Air Skeletons actually help out his E-drags there, and they're going to bounce to the outside, speeding up those minions, and then push back more into the core of this base. Not exactly sure what the hell that E-Dragon was doing, but he did soak up a Sam, so that was actually kind of sweet. Queen is still up and rocking. Even has the ability, if needed, finally hitting the freeze for that Inferno Tower for these Lunars. He is going to have a disco spell. Once it stops, the Loons stop on the Inferno Tower and then be able to rage into that back end one, removing it, so that Queen could phase her ability to finish off the rest of this base. So again, even though it was an E-Drag hit, it was very well executed, so we like to show those. Boop. And then got myself at number 12. This was a fresh hit. This was, I do believe, a quick plan. I was on my phone, so yeah, you could definitely tell with the execution, it definitely should have been better. But anyways, King is going to be starting over there at the 8 o'clock, pushing more towards the 12, getting these outside buildings. I do believe I unfortunately hit the ability, and one random barb goes into the ring and pulls the CC. Queen was only objective to get into this air defense. If I could get to that wizard tower, more bueno. Right here, I honestly, in retrospect, should have just let him die. He did his goal. So it pulled the CC. Luckily, there wasn't any ice golem to be a little bit more of an inconvenience, but hey, it was what it was. Queen's going to be able to phase through that air defense. That way, these dragons are going to be nicely placed to get to this air defense. Waiting for the CCs. Dragon's going to help bounce back over to that storage. Finally getting into the range of this, dropping the drags. The dead body of the dragon there ate up a Sam's. Loons were meant to get into this Inferno Tower. I was stupid and forgot not to wait for that mortar to go down before they finally hasted into it, removing its. Slammer is going to be coming in more to this other Inferno Tower. Unfortunately, there is a Sam and a Tesla farm over here to keep the draw. He will be able to get to that Wizard Tower. Woo. And then from here on out, just 4 times it because the bats are going to get to the back end side. Slammer is going to explode. Unfortunately for me, those loons are going to be smoked by that queen. But somehow, and luckily, the rest of those dragons are somehow enough to get through that Expo, Wizard Tower, and Queen all in one go with their splash damage. Another hit by me. Boop. This was another swag hit. This was also the very last time that we had to clear. It was either I scouted a 12 or just sucked it up and hit this one fresh. I said, screw it, I'll do another phone hit and try the Falcon. Baby's actually going to be the MVP of this war, getting a lot of value over there from 10 o'clock, moving counterclockwise. Wizard down to Town Hall, trying to speed things up. Had to hit the King because he was going a little slower than expected. Queen's actually going to keep walking rather than going more into these defenses that I was hoping for. Finally, the King is going to beat through that wall. Another wizard to help speed him up. Once that Tesla triggered is when the Queen is going to actually do her job. I got her into the rage as well, so that way she will finish off that King, nicely handled. King is going to face his ability through those 2 Teslas as well. Giant Bomb's going to soak up those barbs, sucks to be them. Wizards are still speeding up that kill. So that way when these Velks, unfortunately timed, I could have had them in that rage to beat through that wall. Screw it, I'm just going to speed things up. I don't know how the Queen is still alive, phasing her ability to ensure that the CC drops. Bowlers are going to be in that rage as well to finish off that Wizard Tower, getting some nice bounces onto the Inferno, getting the Hogs onto that as well. Raging those Valks more through the core. Dropping the Slammer up there at 1 o'clock to ensure that back end is done. It will survive through that air defense. More of those Valks are continuing on their push. The Queen is inside of the rage, removing that Expo. Moving back over to this other one. Dropping a Wizard in behind that Slammer to help with the cleanups. Bowlers are the ones that finally are the ones taking onto the healers. So once they kill that air defense, they will kill the Archer Tower as well. They're going to beat through a wall that means absolutely nothing to me at this point. And just speed it up because it was just slightly on time for these loons to trickle where all they needed to go. Could have been a swag haste, but hey, it is what it is. Boop. For the next one, we got King Asi. He's going to be doing another Falcon. He's going to be getting a nice, sweet bowler bounce over there at the 2 o'clock region. Got the baby over there at 10:30. Nicely placed so he's outside of that air defense. The Queen is going to be making her push downwards. Baby will be able to remove that elixir storage before he croaks. Nope, air defense got him. Just barely on that one. Anyways, the queen is going to be able to go down. Bloop. Queen will fight through that Tesla, take a step up into this. No, she steps down. Still, again, staying out of the range of that King's. Gets to the bomb tower, then decides to go after the king, getting the CZ pull. Poison onto the both with the rage. Will be able to fight through its. Wizard is trying to ensure that funnel is going down. As I do believe he's going to drop the king onto that elixir collector, and he's going to join the party for this push. Queen just has to round this corner, raging her up one more time to ensure that she will survives. No, he kicked the king to the outside. Okay. Expo will be onto the queen from here on out. The Velks are the ones that are going to bounce to the outside, ensuring that all these defenses that are nicely together will be removed. Queen will phase quicker, dropping the last rage to ensure they get through this wall, and then from here on out, heal accordingly. Velks are going to go directly into this queen. And because of these buildings right here, the Velks will bounce back over towards its. Until the bowlers try to get it. Got some loons going to the outside, try to get those Teslers. Still has the queen making a push. Velks are going into the core, getting another heals. Dropping a slammer for the back end side with a couple loons to get to that mortars. The wizard tower is being tanked by those Velks that finally did go to the outside. Beep, beep. Just speed this up. Bowlers beat through a wall, get to that air defense. Slammer loons finally explode, getting those defenses, and everything is cleaned. Woo! Number 15. Something we never really see them do is doing P.E.K.K.A.s with bats. So the queen is going to be dropped over there at the 11 o'clock region with the Lunars trying to get an early push. Healers in behinds. Archer onto that elixir collector. Two bowlers trying to speed through this little funnel there to ensure that the queen will be able to make a nice push in. Ram in behinds. P.E.K.K.A. to help establish this funnels. Wizard in behind. Unfortunately, a giant, or not a giant bomb, a small bomb is going to be triggered. P.E.K.K.A.'s to the outside, so that way they're going to bounce back in and going into this base. Again, the healer's going to stay outside of the range of that Inferno Tower. CC is going to unfortunately have that slammer trigger earlier than expected. But because of this nice bowler there to that archer tower, everybody's going to be pushing more into this archer queen here. Boop. They're going to beat through this wall. And trounce it. Ice golems are beating random walls, but luckily they are enough to be tanking what they need to tanks. P.E.K.K.A.'s with considering jumping to the outside for whatever reason, and then come back into the core of this base. Still has both abilities and a bunch of freezes and the bats. Queen is going to be able to finally step up and take out that multi. Two loons are going to be splitting, unfortunately, so they could tank for that wizard tower. I have no idea why the red bomb went to the bats and not the loons, because the loons are supposed to be the one that triggers it, but hey, it is what it is. Bats are slowly but surely collecting around the base. Boop. Get into the archer tower. Freezing these two Teslas to help ensure that the push of these troops are going to be able to go ins. Again, he still has their abilities. The only thing that would be a nuisance at this point is this Inferno Tower. He decides to save this last freeze for his troops. Boop, boop. Speed 4 through this. Speeding up the kill squad push. Queen is be able to take out that Inferno Tower and then basically swagging the freeze on those buildings. Next one we got King Asi. Another Falcon. Got the Lunar coming in to tank for this BBs. Baby finally getting in the range of that Archer. His only job is to establish the Queen is going to go up towards the 9 o'clocks. Queen's going to be able to 3-shot that barrack, stepping into the range of this air defense. Takes out the cannon before coming back up to this elixir collector. King is over there at the 10 o'clock. Valk is going to jump down. A couple of them join him in the party to help establish a funnel. He doesn't care at this point. Raging the queen so that way she can get into this nice compartment. The Velks would bounce back out to the outside to get to that before they come back in again, that courtesy of this Archer Queen. Once everybody gets into this compartment, it is going to be a massive orgy of spells. The CC is triggered. Luckily, the heal is just going to be nothing on them, raging them up to ensure that they're going to bounce down to this wizard tower to get into these air sweepers. Again, he's going directly through the core, courtesy of these bowlers bouncing off of these buildings. Slamberg trying to come in from the top end side. The king with the two Velks is actually still doing a lot of work to the top side. Unfortunately, that wizard is going to bite the dust. Skeletons are beating away at that Slammer, but he doesn't really care. He has a haste to get those loons into that air defense and expo. Queen is stepping up to help ensure that that wizard tower will die. Bowlers, I do believe, are being dumb on a wall. There they go. Okay. And then his loons are going to be doing their thing. Boop, boop. And at this point, it's just basic swinging. Boop. Number 17, Marlborough. We got an AQ charge with the Earthquakes. We have a Wizard and a Goblin trying to speed through that Town Hall. BK is going to be on BK action. Queen coming in more towards the 430. BK's only job was to help ensure that that King drops and try to speed up the process through that Elixir storage. King finally finishes off the King, getting onto that gold mine, and then continuing to push into that Tesla firm. He is going to die before that happens. A bunch of skeletons are going to be coming over to that Queen. She really doesn't care about that because they're kind of coming in one at a time. Just pecking away at them. She doesn't care because the only thing really hitting her at this point is the Archer Tower and a random mortar. Gets that air defense down. Is going to get that Archer Tower down. And she will bounce down, unfortunately, where she was not meant to do. Is going to do an Earthquake there at the 6. Just going to basically wing it. Gets the hut, gets the drill. She is going to go back in for this Wizard Tower, going into this Expo, before stepping up, I do believe, to that air defense. She is going to step up to the Expo, waiting for this Queen to go into the Queen Actual. Raging her up. Gets to the cannon, is going to be taking out more of these outside buildings. Dropping that Slammer. Now the Queen is going to be able to go back in the way that she kind of was meant to do, but hey, it is what it is. Takes out the Queen, able to get that Expo before the CC really gets to her. Slammer is going to take out that multi. Lalo coming in from 1030, going clockwise. Is going to be able to save the ability through the CCs. Hound, unfortunately, does pop a little earlier than expected, but the Loons will be able to take out that air defense with their dead bodies. Bloop. Hound finally getting back out in front. More Loons slowly but surely trickling in and behind. Speed this up. Bloop. Slammer's going to be able to finish off tanking for the rest of these Lunars, going into that multi. Because again, that Queen is just fighting walls at this point. Yay! Next one we got is Ducks. Got another Falcon. I take it I'm the only guy that does a Falcon with Hogs, but hey, it is what it is. Anyways, Queen's going to be starting over there at 730. Baby up there towards 8s. Kind of rage the Queen, so that way she could just beat through these buildings a little quicker than expected. Loon going to try to soak up any random traps as she makes her push-ins. Is going to be able to take out that cannon. Bounces up to the Archer Tower before coming back down to the Wizard Tower. Raging her up one more time. That way she could phase through this BK. She does get the Expo before the King tries to take him out. Baby did accomplish his little job that he had going. He's got more of his push coming in towards the region. Queen's going to be continuing on with her little walks. I don't think she steps in the... Yeah, she does, because she has to get the King pad. Valks are going to be coming in nice and hot. CC is pulled. Dropping that poison. Ice Golem is going to go to the queen, but she gets the 3 shots on it, so she's going to be fine to murders. Balloon's trying to get to that mortar to ensure that those Valks aren't going to want to be pushing back out. They will go back into this base. Air defense, unfortunately, is targeting those healers. So he has to wait for the queen to beat through a wall rather than going in order to snipe that building. But hey, it is what it is. Slammer's going to be getting that top end side. Nothing is really threatening him. He's just going to sit on it. Queen finally decides that the wall wasn't worth it and then goes inside. And then from here on out, no more spells left, except for the haste that is for the Lunars, and they will be able to remove anything that would be threatening him at this point. So basically, the rest of this base is just waiting on cleanup. Boop. And he has the swag haste nonetheless. Whee! Then we got Ant-Man. Another AQ charge with the Earthquakes. Baby coming in over there at the 2 o'clock. Queen over there at the 1:30. Queen going to be sniping off some of these burdens. Baby is unfortunately going to die, but he does finish off that one last buildings. He did. Queen is going to be finally going into the little nice opening with that Earthquake. Again, pointing out everything that this Queen is going to be able to accomplish. She's going to get to an Expo, Inferno Tower, fight a Sweeper, but she'll get into that, and then make her way into an Archer Queen. I do believe she gets to that Inferno, and a CC. So a lot of value for just 4 spell placements. The king is going to be able to pop his ability, pushing more to the outside, ensuring that the queen is going to come down toward this little region that she needs to do, dropping the loon to soak up any SAMs or red bombs that might be a threat. Unfortunately, a Tesla is triggered, so the loon is going to go back outside rather than helping out the queens, but he doesn't care at this point. CC is triggered. Again, Ice Golem, what the fuck? He is fighting the Ear Sweeper, but with the rage, it doesn't truly matter. Gonna be chilling for 3 seconds and then resume her fucking up his shit. Dropping another rage. Gets rid of that bomb tower. Stepping up into the Inferno Tower. Getting that sweeper finally. Finishing it off. Getting the other sweeper. Finishing off these skeletons. Boop, 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 boop. Gonna step up finally into the range of that queen. Snipes her out. Ba-doo! Get into that Expo. And then she's gonna go on more towards that CC. Starting his Lalo. Nothing is truly threatening that Hound at this point. So he's just going to sit on those Lunars. Slammer coming in behind the Hound of that one to ensure that the loons from here go to the Inferno, Wizard Tower, and continue their push. Queen finally coming to the top hand side. More of those traps are finally getting to those healers. Lalo is coming in nicely tights. Doesn't have any haste or anything for them. But at this point, what does it truly matter? The Slammer is at full health, and nothing is going to threaten it. So at this point, just clean up because he has the minions and pups all over the space. Well smashed. Whee! Then we got Marble again. He's going to be doing another AQ charge with the Earthquakes. Got his heroes coming in over here at 10 o'clock. King is going to get to that gold storage before continuing on with his ability to pop through and just go, Raw! Yes, I will do that again. Raw! And then the AQ is going to charge right in through this base. Wizard Tower, or Wizard, is going to be sniping off some of these nice little birdings. Moving back up top. The random Barb is going to be triggering this Dragon and Archer. Again, since the Queen is in the rage, she doesn't give a shit and going to be able to 9-shot the Dragon, I do believe it is. 2-shot the Air Defense. Get into that Inferno. Lunar is going to be coming in, soaking up a Red Bomb, and then triggering some skeletons somehow. Yay. Minion trying to get rid of that gold mine to ensure that the queen is going to stay where she needs to be. She is going to step up into the range of that enemy queen, finishing her off in the 3 shots, and then finishing off these archers that were somehow behind the dragon. Thank you, Supercell, for making it so that the troop that we want to come out last comes out first, but hey, it is what it is. Minion finally kicks the bucket. Queen is going to be able to get that air defense before her minion or healers get targeted. Slammer is going to be coming in nice and hot, nothing threatening it except for this air defense, but he will be starting his Lalo before his Slammer gets into the range of that, as you can clearly tell right here. Tesla Farm is going to trigger, so the Slammer is going to stay outside of the range of that air defense anyways. So, as everybody's making their way around this base, Queen's going to fight through a wall, get to an Expo. She's going to fight another Expo. Again, nothing really threatening her, so she will win the one-on-one fights. He does drop that one haste to speed those CC loons to come in through there. They will get into this Inferno Tower compartment, dropping the third rage that was meant for the queen for the Lunars to remove that Inferno, and finishing off, the back end of these defenses, and then clean up. Number 21, he's going to be doing a straight up Lalo. I do believe this was the second to last Town Hall 10. It was planned within 10 minutes. Zbobobo was just like, I'm going to Lalo it. And Green was like, okay. Slammer's going to be coming into this compartment here with the Inferno. He does drop the Rage a little early, because now the Loons are going to come out, and then they're going to be doing their little thing. Boop. They don't get to the Expo, and they don't get to that air defense. So he may have been able to drop that Rage a little bit later to get to that air defense and Expo, but hey, he still smashes it, so we love him. King is going to be beating that gold storage. Queen is going to be going more to those Teslas. King popping his abilities, going through these Teslas. Queen phasing her ability to get to the cannon, Archer Tower, and I do believe she does not get that other Archer Tower. Oh, I'm a dirty liar. She does. Hound coming in a little sideways with the Loons trying to ensure that the nice little push to get to this Queen. Somehow she did take some damage through those dying Lunars. Gonna drop those skeletons right on top of her, hasting those Lunars to get into that Expo, dropping it like a bad habit, and then they're gonna push on more towards that 9 o'clock apartment. That Hound that's in the dead center of the base is gonna die with nobody there to help him out. Dropping the heal to get to those Loons, hasting them through into that heal and that Inferno Tower, ensuring the push. The Hound is going to explode. And he's got one more haste, and I do believe this was more or less swagged at this point. Whee! Because again, nothing was really threatening the Loons. They're all over the place, and the Wizard Tower isn't really going to do much. So yay, well done to Z. Next one, we got the Jedi Mind Tricks. For this one, we got another AQ charge with an Earthquake. This is one of those bases, like, I swear I've seen it somewhere before, but it is what it is. Minion's going to be establishing the funnel. Queen's going to step up into the CC, poisoning its. Deciding not to rage because that poison just going to be able to handle those witches. Boop. Does get one more skeleton triggering before she dies. Then the Queen's going to step up and get into this Tesla, and then continuing on with his Town Hall push. Minion is going to be doing some heavy lifting. He is going to survive up until he tries to get to that gold storage before kicking the bucket. Yep, I'm a dirty liar. There's a Tesla there too. Anyways, the King's going to be coming down there towards the bottom, so that way the Queen is going to be able to Earthquake. I do believe right here. Yeah. So that way she's going to get a nice little push into this Archer Tower, Inferno Tower, Air Defense Expo, yada, 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 yada. Wizard to help speed things up with the Queen. Unfortunately, he's going to be the one to tank for that cannon because it was definitely neutered. Random Archer Tower right here will be able to survive. She's going to 3-shot the Queens. Take out the air defense. Take out the Queen pad before bouncing back over to this Inferno Towers. Healers are trying to be a little bit of an inconvenience, or the air sweeper being an inconvenience on the healers, pushing them finally into the range of this air defense. Queen is unfortunately going to be going more towards the top area of this base, shooting a wall, even though, again, we got buildings down here that she could clearly be hitting. Thank you, Supercell, for making a quality of life update that means absolute shit. Lunars are coming in from 10 o'clock, moving clock. Just going to be sitting on him, waiting on his time to strike with that rage. Gonna freeze that Inferno Tower, so all those Lunars are going to explode on it and go shaboop. Queen beats through the wall. The Lunars are going to be coming into that Wizard Towers. And at this point, because the Loons are even clumping together, the Slammer would be the one that would trigger the first air defense. But again, he has so many Lunars that they're going to be fine and dandy through this last two defenses that kind of threaten them. The Minions, unfortunately, do eat a red bomb right there, though. We got the Wasp. It's a Frozen Witch. We're going to 4 times this because I hate this shit. This is a base that I have seen. This is one from, I do believe this is a Dark Looters base. So this really wasn't anything too cheeky. It was just one of those that you've seen it before. We know how to hit it. Thank you for a free hit. But yeah, still has a freeze in the bag and doing his thing. Not really sure if it's worthy of swagging on those kind of hits, but it is what it is. We're going to be seeing some hoggers. Queen coming in over there at the 7 o'clock region. Get that lab, get that elixir's collector, then moving into that air defense. Wizard is going to take out that spell factory before he kicked the burger. I don't think he gets that. Oh, he does. Sweet. King is going to be coming in more towards that 8 o'clock. He's trying to get a double wall breaker enter. Woo, wall breakers are somehow alive. I think the healer somehow hit that shot on him and got them to come back to life. Waiting on that building to drop before dropping 2 more wall breakers to get to that second layer that he was after. CC's finally triggering. Queen's going to be coming in. He's dropping the slammer over there at the 6 o'clock because nothing's truly threatening him. King is still up, even though he does not have an ability. The barbs are going to be the ones that keep him tight next to those defenses, and the outside trash is cleaned. Queen is continuing on with her push. Unfortunately, Air Sweeper is pushing the healers into the range of that air defense. She's going to bounce back to the outside. Again, that Air Sweeper is continuing on with his nuisance of killing those healers, but the Queen at this point has fulfilled her obligation. Hogs are coming in, nicely placed hails. Just waiting on for that slammer to pop because I do believe he has more hoggers in it. Unfortunately, the slammer does not open up any compartment for this Queen to do, so she's going to beat a wall. And then from here on out, just waiting for that slammer to get into that compartment, and then more hoggers. Next, we have the grocer. Got another falcon. This was basically a 2-minute smash. Actually, no, it was less than 2 minutes. Sweet. Anyways, he's going to drop his queen over there, the 430 version. Baby coming in more towards the ferv. I almost said the wrong number. Derp a derp. Baby's going to be able to get all those buildings with the wizard trying to speed things up. Queen taking out that murder. Once that elixir storage is dropped, the queen will be able to step into this cannon, then bounce back more towards this elixir storage. King is coming in from the 3 o'clock region. I should probably move it so you can see that. Anyways, the king is going to bounce back a little bit before he does go the correct way towards that archer tower. And continuing on like life truly matters. Maybe not. Anyways, the queen is going to be able to take out these buildings. I do believe, yes, phases the ability into its. Getting those Velks into this rage, the queen is going to jump a wall, so that way they're going to be through the wall and go more towards this core of the base. CC is finally triggered. Has a loon in there, not a nice golem, which again is one of those things that makes you wonder, what the fuck? Bowlers are going to just stand in there, nicely timed. And then he's going to have a backhand slammer that does eat a Sam, but hey, at this point he's being tanked, so he will be able to get into that expo and say, shaboop, motherfucker! And then the Velks are going to go out to the outside, establishing the cleanups. Queen still has the healers on her, so that way after that gold storage, she will focus more onto this Inferno Tours. So basically, another Troll Tesla there at the 9 o'clock is being handled. Boop, boop. Just waiting on the slammer to pop, so that way you can haste those loons into that air defense and finish up that hit. Next one, we got to wait number 26. Boop, 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 boop. We're going to be doing a 130 injury with the kings. Woo. Queen in behind. King's going to make one way, and the queen will go the others. Taking out the labs. Stepping up into the architeurs. Getting to the other architeur before she's going to step into the range of the Ixper. Okay, maybe one more. King got a lot of nice value out of that. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think he got the mortar. Queen is going to be able to phase her ability into this cannon, and then finally get into that Dark Elixir storage where she dies like the bitch she is. Dropping the slammer up to the top-hand side, even though we will fight an air sweeper, nothing's really threatening except that archer tower that is small. Slammer's just going to be doing slammer things like I'm slamming. He's going to be freezing that air sweeper so that way these loons get a nice haste. And then from here on out, they're staying in the haste to be sped up to get more of those buildings. CZ loons taking it out so that way these lunars coming in are going to be nicely, tightly compacted. More Lalo coming in behind. Troll Tesla's over there at the 730s. He's just got to haste through that. Like, yeah. Queen finally stepping up, trying to shoot that hound. Rage, freeze, skeletons. Even though that bomb tower is going to fuck up their life in a moment. Healing those loons coming into that inferno. Hounds are still up, getting to that back end side of that air defense. More loons trying to tank for this wizard tower. One hound pops the pups tank for those loons, so that way they get to get the 2 drops, and then that wizard tower is dead with their dead body. Speed it up. It's just waiting for clean up. Number 20, sure. We got Maxi Bottle. Queen coming in down there at the 5 o'clock region. Wizard coming in at the 7 o'clock region. He's going to get that gold mine before he dies, like the brooches. Queen's going to step up and take a lot of heats. Take out the cannon, take out the air defense, dropping the rage. That way she's going to continue on with her push going this ways. Has the king all the way up there towards the 130. Queen's going to bounce back more into these defenses right here. Expo is unfortunately going to be targeting those healers, even though they are outside the range of it. Velks are going to be able to take out these buildings. Bowler bounces, helping speed things up. So that way, when these Velks get back into the compartment, they're going to continue on this ways. Then they're going to bounce more into that little area. Queen's going to be able to draw them into her. Getting that heals. They get to the witch. And then they're going to bounce back up towards her. Bowler bounces, getting that expo. Bowler bounces, getting to that queen. Slammer coming in down here at 6 o'clock because nothing's really threatening it. The only thing that's really kind of hurting his Velks at this point is the fact that the queen never joined them, and he's trying to heal through these wall batterings. So now the bowlers are finally going to come back around, get to the 1 Inferno Terror, before they finally kick the bucket to some giant berms. Queen is beating on walls because she's a dumb bitch. Before she finally steps up, way up here, to an Inferno. No, not even the Inferno Tower. The Sam is going to be the one that does that slammer in, but the Queen is going to be able to help speed up that multi. And then back end Loon's getting more of those defenses, and again, waiting for cleanup. Whee! Hasting those Lunars. Whee! One more time. Whee! Jedi Mind Tricks. Gonna be starting his king over there at the favorite kirk. Got baby over there at the fur kirk. And a queen over there at the fur 30th kirk. King's gonna be beating that Dirk Laser Dirge. And the queen's gonna be sniping some buildings. Baby's like I'm doing my baby dance. Healers in behind. King is just going up and up and up and up and up. Earthquake coming in. Earthquake going, oh my god. Baby just got to it, oh my god. This is triggered. Okay, I'm gonna stop that now. Queen finally stepping up into the CCs, raging through its. Gonna be able to snipe out those witches, although that is one more trigger of the witch. Stepping up into this queen. Gotta get those nice 3 shots and she deads. Gotta take out that bomb towers, take out this queen pad, take out the CC before she finally bothers. Oh yeah, my healers are about to die, aren't they? Don't worry, guys. I got this with my ability. So yeah, that last healer is unfortunately gonna die to those skeletons. But she is tanking for the slammer, I guess, which is Mazel Tov at this point. She's gonna shoot a wall trying to get to those skeletons. Again, continuing her tank for those loons. The healers are going to die. The queen's going to come up, do that air defense, take it out before she dies. Again, continuing on with the Lolo. Still has a rage and a haste in the bags. Slammer is now the official hound of the game. Loons are tanking for this push. They're supposed to be coming in. I do believe he rages here. Nope, haste. Loons take out that air sweeper, so that way this slammer can continue on with his little slammery things. Dropping that rage, trying to get through all that trash. Whee! And then they're going to bounce back out to the outside of this archer tower, and with their dead bodies, they're going to be able to get to that inferno tower. Whee! Miller time! We got number 29 with a Falcon. This time he doesn't even have that much of troops to really kind of do anything with. But anyways, he's going to have his queen coming over there at 8 o'clock. Baby at the 9. Unfortunately going to be targeted by that nice troll Teslas. I do believe this was also a fresh hit. I think that loon was meant to soak up healer traps, but it never really actually happened. Anyways, he's got the king over there at the 4:30. Established Gafado with the wizard behind. Queen sniping out some of those air skeletons. Valks are going to be able to take out this Dark Elixir storage with the Tesla Triggerins. They're going to all compact back up to this drill before coming into this compartment. CC is finally triggered. Valks are going to be able to join into this core, courtesy of this queen not stepping up, and yay. Unfortunately, the queen is going to be targeting this hound, walking her way through this building. Valks are continuing on with their push. Those Valks are going to be able to take through that Inferno Tower, courtesy of those healers. The queen is going to be fighting off some of these pups all by her lonesomes. She is going to phase her ability through that back end side. King is still up and rocking. Slammer's up there over at 9 o'clock, finishing off a lot of this trap. King is finally going to die to that giant bomb there with a random pop still on him, taking out those little barbs a little bit quicker than expected. Slammer is just going to continue doing his little slammery things. And at this point, it was smashed. Whee! And the last one, Luckman. Whee! We got a bitch attack. Gonna be doing his golems, ram, spam. Beating through that CCs and the troopers. Ram actually goes the distance throughout the entire base, getting to the town hall, and then just basically doing his little thing. Still has the BK ability. Queen finally died, but at this point everything was the outside, so it didn't really matter. And that will wrap up this recap. Whee! So, just as it was said, well fought war. It truly did come down to the very end. We do wish Indian Warriors the best of luck, because again, they were the only ones in the regular season last season for Barbarian King Division that we've lost to. But hey, it is what it is. So, with that, hope you guys have a good one. Whee!